At the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference, we have over 25 speakers, experts, experts at their craft of investing in real estate. And today I'm super pumped to bring on somebody who's a fantastic investor, as well as he wants to help people, just like all of us at the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference. All the speakers are literally there to help each other, help all of us in attending the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference. Now I have Mike Cavagione. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Mike. So tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know you as well as what you do for investing.
I've been in the Navy for over 19 years and I'm actually getting ready to retire this year. And one of the things that makes me more comfortable about being able to retire is the fact that I started investing in real estate a couple years ago and it's completely changed my life. And I want to talk about how I got there, which is it's kind of funny because when I was much, much younger, when I first joined the Navy, while back, my uncle worked for the corrections state of New York, and he bought real estate in upstate New York, and he would constantly buy all these properties. And I'd ask him like, "Hey, why are you buying all these properties? Like, what are you doing with this?" And he kind of put the bug in my ear, and he said, "Look, I'm going to retire from the state one day, and it's not going to be enough to survive and live off of, and I want to be able to maintain my lifestyle when I retire." I said, "Okay, that's fair." And he has since then retired. And I asked him, "Hey, what are you doing nowadays?" He's like, "Oh, I drive around in the first and I collect rent checks." He's like, "It's pretty awesome." So that really kind of got the juices flowing, right? Fast forward to just 2 years ago, I was really like the bug was biting hard. I got kind of burned when I became an accidental landlord back in 2008, 2009. Well, we all know what happened then, right? I purchased this property in 2007. I wound up PCSing, had to leave and rent it out. I couldn't sell it because the market was just tanking. So I became an accidental landlord. I'm losing $400 a month on this property. It was just brutal. It kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. My wife was kind of very standoffish when it came to real estate. And when we moved out here to Hawaii and we bought our home out here, and I said, "Hey, I think, we're in a pretty good spot. We need to start thinking about investing outside of the stock market, just outside of the little things we've been doing, the thrift savings plan and everything else. Let's look at real estate again." I was like, "I know some people that are doing some really awesome things. I've been talking with them. I want to see what they're doing." So we went and had some lunch with our friends. They showed us their portfolio and my wife was like, "Oh wow, this is pretty cool." Well, unbeknownst to her, I had done some research on a couple deals that I was looking at and I pulled them out and said, "Hey," in front of our friends and said, "What do you guys think of this?" And here ran all the numbers and everything. They were like, "Oh, these look pretty good." And I looked at my wife and said, "Hey, what do you think? I think we should get in and get our first property." And after that conversation we had with our friends, she kind of warmed up because she saw other people actually doing it. It was tangible, right? It was something that was attainable. So that's how I got her to get on board with me. So she jumped on. We bought our first duplex in Chesapeake, Virginia, and it wasn't the greatest investment we ever bought, but it got us started. It got our foot in the door, and it cash flowed. So fast forward to where we're at now. I just closed on my first syndication not too long ago as a limited partner because my active duty time is eating a lot of my time right now. But as I get ready to retire, I've got two more that are coming up, and I'm looking to go full time as a real estate investor and podcaster once I retire from the Navy. And I think one of the beautiful things is that I'm afforded this opportunity to do that thanks to real estate and thanks to the people that I know and that I've met through real estate. So kind of like a long background, but that's kind of where I'm at right now.
No, it's fantastic. And I appreciate your service as well. Right now at the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference, I want to say I think we have four or five either active duty or veterans that are going to be, that are investors and that are going to be there sharing. And what's great about real estate investing, especially the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference, is we're coming all together, sharing our history, our backgrounds, as well as even connecting so that we can share with you how we did it so you can do it as well. So, now you're going to be sharing at the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference. I'm calling it Rubicon. So at Rubicon, you're going to be sharing and teaching. What is it that you're going to be sharing on?
What I want to talk about is the importance of networking as a real estate investor and why everyone should really focus on their network. Now, you know that cliche saying that your network is your net worth. I know it's kind of corny, but it's true for a large portion, right? And it's not necessarily meaning that the more people you know, the more money is going to be in your account. That's not exactly it. However, it's the action that you take with that network, right? So, like I said, we started off when we had that lunch with our friends. Well, I started going to some real estate meetups and meeting other investors and seeing what they were doing. People that were way ahead of me and people that had like just started like the year before me. Well, guess who I targeted? I targeted the people that just started that year before me to say, "Hey, how did you do this?" I was like, "I just bought my first property. This is what I'm doing. What are you doing that made this difference for you to scale and step it up, right?" And just going and meeting all these different people. And one of the things I got out of that is I decided to go get my real estate license and really learn the market out here in Hawaii, right? And get a better understanding for that. And just to really get my foot in the door and get a better knowledge about real estate in general. That would have never happened if I didn't go to this first meetup and put myself out there. Now, I'm not a shy guy. You know that because I do a podcast. I love talking to people. I thoroughly enjoy it, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of people that are introverts that have a hard time with this, and that's okay. The key thing is you go to these meetups, you meet people, and ask questions. If you if you're not comfortable asking a question, that's fine. I guarantee you, you talk to some of these people on the side. If you want to talk to them privately, they will make the time to have that conversation with you.
Tell me a little bit about if we were to come to Real Estate Wealth Builders conference, any tips to then utilize this conference to network, to meet more people, to help us to become better investors?
Okay, so the first thing you have to realize, and I'm going to pull up my little thing of notes here that I have here. Some I think the four most important things that you get out of networking, especially going to a conference like this. Okay, there's four major things. You get education, you build your contact list, you meet different service providers, and you can find mentors or coaches, right? And there's a difference between a mentor and a coach. And sometimes people need both. Sometimes somebody might just need one or the other. You're not going to know until you go out there and find out what it is that you need, right? Meetings such as this, as a conference where you have so many people that have been doing this for a little while, that have this knowledge base, you're going to get extremely valuable information, right? It's a valuable tool to you as a networker. So many networking events, they're not only centered around interactions with other real estate investors, but they have expert guest speakers in those related fields. So as long as you're always willing to listen and learn new information, a conference like this would be just miles ahead. Will put you miles ahead of where you would be if you didn't attend something like this. But the other thing is contacts, right? So people are either buying or selling something. There's always investors out there that are doing something at that very moment. I guarantee you, when we go to the conference, there's going to be people that are in the middle of deals right there. I wouldn't be surprised if people have to step out in the hallway to go make a phone call to put in an LOI or anything else. Like there's going to be so much happening. If you're a new real estate investor, this is a great opportunity to see what other people are doing and shadow them, right? So I bring that up because contacts I think is super important. You're going to be able to build relationships with other investors, possibly real estate attorneys, realtors, contractors, property managers, and so many more, right? And these people are going to be the people that help you find and close your deals.
I love it. And I wish there was something like this in 2006 when I first got started. And even now, and the reason why I'm starting Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference or Rubicon, reason why I'm starting is because there's still nothing like this that I have found. And I'm like, man, let's just put all of our communities together. Let's just help each other out. So if you definitely need to come to Rubicon, to the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference. Listen to Mike. He's going to help you to learn how to actually do this business as well as partner network and just make your business better. So go to rewbcon.com, rubicon.com, and get your ticket there. I want to see you. Mike and I will be hanging out all day, every day at the conference. So we want to get together with you. Plus, there's a closing party. It's in Arizona, so it's going to be a closing fiesta, is what we're calling it. But it's going to be in March. You need to be here with us.